Hi, can you please state your name and year, please?
My name is Jameson Ritter. I'm a sophomore here at Syracuse University.
How are you doing today, Jameson?
Oh, I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Fine, fine. Now, do you mind talking to me about who you are voting for in the upcoming election?
That's offensive.
So is that a no?
No, I'll talk about it, but I'm feeling a little triggered right now.
So who are you voting for, Jameson?
Donald J. Trump.
Why are you voting for Trump?
Secretary Clinton personifies all that is wrong with the American political system.
In what ways does she personify what is wrong with the American system?
The Clinton Foundation, for one, taking money from big Wall Street banks. Pretty much anybody who has money is in her back pocket, and they know it, and they will use that to their advantage.
What policies does Trump have planned that you prefer over Secretary Clinton's?
First of all, you can see it evidently in the way that Trump reacts to veterans and active duty personnel in the military as it is right now, that he's a much better understanding about their life and willingness to protect them than Secretary Clinton does, as evidenced by Benghazi, first and foremost. Second of all, Mr. Trump has a great tax plan involving helping more of the middle class out, whereas Hillary Clinton wants to keep going with the handouts and preventing anyone from actually rising up in this country, and more of a general idea of remaining lackadaisical in their attitude and pretty much staying in their same economic standpoint.
What qualifications does Donald Trump have that you think would help him be successful in this position?
Donald Trump has successfully run his company for over 40 years. Yes, there's issues of bankruptcy and Title IX, and Title IX. You need to cut that out and this out. The issues of bankruptcy and everything, but I mean, every company goes through that. The Clinton Foundation at one point claimed that they were bankrupt and couldn't do anything, as well as Donald Trump's strong leadership style and his ability to inspire people, as can be evidenced by his year-long mass campaign through the country.
What do you hope to see be done within the next upcoming presidency, and how do you think Trump can help move it along?
I'd like to see a growth in the country coming back together as a whole, as opposed to keep with this divided sectionalism and anger that seems to be invading everyone. I believe that Mr. Trump can actually do something about that, because for the past 30 years I've never heard a racist thing about him, and until he ran for president, all of a sudden he became the most racist man on the planet.
What's your opinion on the recent videos that have been released regarding Donald Trump?
Everyone says stupid shit.
In the area where you are from, do most people support this candidate, or what are their opinion about him?
Most people support Trump in my area.
Where are you from?
Rochester, New York.
Do your parents agree with you on your political views, and what about your friends and the people you surround yourself with?
Yes and yes.
How has being enrolled in ROTC here at Syracuse University affected you supporting Trump?
If Hillary Clinton cared about the lives of the troops, maybe someone would consider voting for her. But the fact of the matter is she doesn't care about us, and we're not going to care about her.
What makes you say that she does not care about the military?
Benghazi. Her treatment over and over again of people that are assigned to deal with her, protect her.
It's like only one.
As going back to the video that we were talking about that has recently been released about Donald Trump, don't you think the presidential candidate or the potential next president of the United States should be held to a higher standard in talking about women in such a vulgar way?
Should we hold Secretary Clinton to a higher standard for losing over 35,000 emails?
Try to elaborate.
Jameson, in your opinion, what do you think it means to make America great again, and at what point in our history was America at its peak?
To answer the first question, I need to piggyback on an earlier answer, talking about the sectionalism and the racial divide that's currently sweeping this country. In order to be able to any sort of move towards greatness again, we'll need to first bridge that gap in between the racist standards between people and all the issues that we're all having with each other, whether it be Sorry, I saw a hot girl. In order to bridge the gap in the racial standards and divides that are currently standing in between people. And I think that in order to do that, you need strong leadership and someone who is willing to actually do the dirty work, is willing to talk about the problems. Secretary Clinton tends to dance around them in the debate, never really wants to blame anything, because all she's cared about is getting the African American vote and the Latino vote. She doesn't care about actually helping them. As long as she stays rich, as long as the Clinton Foundation keeps running, it doesn't matter what happens to her. And Mr. Trump, at least, will talk about what's happening in these ghettos, so to speak, and these poor communities, and how he wants to fix them and how he wants to try and help them.
It is a very known thing that a lot of Donald Trump supporters are racist, and that there have been a lot.
How is that known?
During his rallies, there have been a lot of acts of violence towards people of color who have attended these rallies. What is your opinion on that, and how do you think it reflects the Trump campaign as a whole?
There's bad acts in every campaign. Black Panther supported Barack Obama. There was violence against whites when he was running. How can you judge someone by the actions of someone who follows him? No, you cannot. If you were to do that, then you have to judge Barack Obama by the Black Panthers. You'd have to judge Bill Clinton for all the sexual assault people that some to love him so much. The fact of the matter is this: a person is not represented by the people who follow him. A person is represented by the way he carries himself and the things he does.
And how do you think Donald Trump carries himself?
I think over the past 30 years, I've never heard anyone say anything about Donald Trump. And in the past years, since he ran for an election, he is all of a sudden the most racist human being on the planet, and he's sexually assaulted every person that we met.
Okay, Jameson, thank you for this interview. I hope you have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Hi, can you please state your name and year here at Syracuse, please?
My name is Rachel Maglio, and I am a sophomore here.
How are you doing today, Rachel?
Doing well, thank you. A little stressed out because lots of midterms coming up, but I'm doing all right, thanks.
Very understandable. I think we all feel like that. So, now, do you mind telling me who you are voting for in the upcoming election in these few weeks?
I am voting for Hillary Clinton.
Why are you voting for Hillary Clinton?
I'm voting for her because I feel that she identifies more with my needs for this society and the way that America is run. Her ideals are closely related to mine, and she really supports women, and I really agree with that.
What policies does Hillary Clinton have that you like and make you want to support her?
Her policies regarding health care are extremely important to me because I feel that the Affordable Care Act was not as successful as it was under Obama's administration. But I do feel that it was not a complete fail, but she does need to expand it a bit more and make it more accessible to many people in America. And I also believe that her thoughts on women's advocacy is important as well. She's going to really stand by us, as she has expressed in debates and in her whole campaign so far.
What qualifications do you think Hillary Clinton has to be the next president of the United States of America?
I believe that because she is a very highly educated woman graduating from Georgetown Law, and then later becoming the Secretary of State, as well as the and then later becoming the First Lady of the United States, I feel that both of these positions have helped her really see how politics works, and that she's very qualified for this position.
What do you hope to see be done within the upcoming next presidency, and how do you think Clinton can help move your aspirations and dreams for this country along?
I really hope that we can find a place that the country will be accepting for everyone, gender, race, and I believe the opponent is not really concerned with that. He has other ways of going about it, so I feel that Hillary will really make sure that America will become a stronger country that supports everyone regardless of differences.
In the area where you are from, do most people support this candidate?
No. Many people in my town are supporting Trump just because of my town's very conservative, and they are mostly Republicans, and they really do not believe that Hillary is the correct choice.
Do your parents agree with you and your friends from home?
My parents agree with my decision, and most of my friends. My mom is very urging me to vote for Hillary, and I completely agree with her, but a couple of my friends are Trump supporters, and it's been a little different talking to them.
What specific situations have you had to face when talking to your friends about the differences and, who's voting for who and such like that? Have you had any particular ones that were bad or interesting or mind-opening?
One of my very good friends, who is a female, said she was voting for Trump, and I was a bit shocked, as she is a very headstrong woman. I mean, she's very reasonable, and I thought that it was quite interesting when she told me she was a Trump supporter, because I thought that she would for sure be Hillary, because she believes a lot in women's rights.
What specific women's rights does Hillary believe in, or do you even believe in, that you want to see pursued or made more common throughout the society?
I believe that she is supporting changing the wage gap, as this is a huge discrepancy between men and women, and as a young woman going into the job force in a couple of years, I would really like to see that I'm being paid as much as my counterpart is. And I also believe that she's going to set an example for women to get more involved in politics. I'm possibly thinking about running for office later in life, and I think she will really motivate more younger women to run for office.
Do you think she's a good role model for young women growing up in the society today?
I think she is a good role model. I mean, people will probably say that she is not, as she has had some hiccups in her past, but I think it really takes a lot for her to be the first woman really being a strong contender for the presidency. And I think a lot of young girls are going to really watch this and be like, hey, there's a woman who's going to be president, and I can do this.
Do you think she is a good following president after Barack Obama?
Yeah, I think that she will really continue his administration. If anything, she will probably improve it as well, but I think Obama did a great job in helping our country get out of the recession, and I think she will really improve some of the things that he has done.
Specifically on the Syracuse University campus, do you feel that we are more liberal in voting towards Hillary as a whole student body, or would you say that there are more Trump supporters on this campus?
I think there is a good mix between both. I do see a lot more of Hillary supporters just because of who my friends are and what I'm involved in on campus, but I do see the Trump supporters, and I mean, Syracuse University is a very diverse place. I mean, you're not going to have a whole one-sided party of people who support one candidate. I think it's interesting to see the different sides clash on a campus.
Do you think that as far as the curriculum goes and the academics, have you ever experienced or seen or heard of, teachers or professors teaching more liberally or more conservatively? Have you had an experience with that at all?
I have not seen any professors really tailor to either liberal or conservative ideals, but in my recitation last week for my law class, we actually talked about the parallels between the Federalist Papers and the Anti-Federalist Papers and how they related to the candidates that are running for presidency right now. And it was quite interesting to see the beginning workings of America and how they related to the election currently today.
Of course, there's been a lot of controversy, more so than in the other presidential candidates, it seems. Elections, it seems, revolving, the Hillary Clinton emails and the Donald Trump, recent tape that he talks about women in a possibly seen as a degrading way. Did that sway your opinion in any way, shape, or form, or how did Hillary's emails and Donald Trump's tape affect the way you are voting and the way you see both candidates?
I felt that the emails were a bit concerning, but I feel that they needed to be done. I mean, they were not probably done in this most safe way, but as a professional, she did need to send these. As well, I feel that the Trump tapes are just completely just horrifying, and I don't think anyone should ever talk about a woman in that way.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you so much for letting me interview you, and I hope you have a great day and a great rest of the school year.
Thank you, Corona.